Hey, my name is Luke, and I sort of dropped everything to live a little bit. Right now, I'm volunteering on a winery and vineyard in the south of Portugal. With that said, I made a previous video about the vineyard. Now I'm going to show you how we make and bottle wine. This is how to make wine. All right, so we just made it to the winery. This is where we actually process and bottle all of our wines. And I'm going to show you a little bit of everything about what's going on and how we process and how we bottle everything. Vanessa! The first time I came in here, I was shocked at how clean and pristine and shiny everything is. We have Vanessa up here. She's doing wine samples and collections. Each one of these tanks contain about 6,200 liters of actual wine. And then these over here contain about 10,000 liters. So these are just some of the holding tanks that we all ferment our wine in. Some of them are getting cleaned out, like right here. This is the lease. This machine right here is essentially a ladder that we put all of the grapes that we just harvest. It takes it all the way up to the top of the tank so that grapes can ferment into the best wine ever. Tell me what you're doing.
Filtration. I am filtration.
The wine.
The wine.
You connect the hose right here.
Racking valve and bottom valve.
Ah, see. This is the in and this is the out.
See, yeah.
Then this red hose right here comes up to this filter, goes right in, goes through these slats, and eventually gets filtered down. And then this right here is all the lees, which is all the bottom of the barrel grape concentration that gets stuck in here that we don't want. This all gets settled at the bottom because all of the solidified grape particles get sat down at the bottom and all of the good stuff gets back up top. So this essentially is a filter that uses these different paper filters. They have different levels of filtration based on how porous these micron filters are. These micron filters filter out the bacteria and then can either make the wine a little bit heavier or lighter based on what kind you're making and what kind of taste and tannins that you really want in the grape.
También va para el loto. Era la cuba editada.
¿Este es solo Álvaro? No.
Sí, Alvarina, solo Alvarina.
And now this is my favorite part. Check this out. After the wine gets filtered, it gets put into different vessels to continue the aging process. So Joaquin, tell me a little bit about what we got here.
We've got barrels, we've got horizontal tanks, and we've got clay pots for fridge.
And these clay pots are massive. Look how big this is. You could fit like 8 of me in here. Look. 150 years old. Wow. Yeah, it's magnificent.
1,500 liters.
Wow.
Which one of them. This allows us to have like a clay minerality and some earthiness on in terms of flavors on the wine. In these ones, for example, horizontal tanks, they are just like this because the leaves that are on the bottom stays in contact with.
So the lease has more contact with the actual volume of the...
So we've got some flavor, you're going to have more mouth feeling, etc. And then you've got different types of barrels.
And you said most of them are French oak?
Yes, most of them are French oak. What we want is a balance and complexity in terms of wood and wine from the grapes, because what we want is fruit and of course some complexity on the woods.
We sort of got carried away and involved ourselves with a bit of a wine tasting that was absolutely delightful. After that, we got back to work. So this is actually another winery that we're going to check out. This winery specifically does all of our bottling and all of our labeling processes. And we also have a lot of storage facility over here as well. So we just stacked 2 layers of bottles upside down so that all of the lees sinks down to the bottom and we can extract that easily.
Flipping over.
And all of the lees just goes right down to the bottom and it settles.
That's the idea. And then we're going to make what we call the gourgement, the dégourgement. Taking the screw out, so this solid part will go away, and then we will refill with liquid. See?
Straight
It's
wine.
Yes.
Yeah, wow. So
See?
all of this like sediment lees
Yes.
is just gonna drip down and fall down to the bottom, and then we filter that out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's go.
I'm going to prep. I want you to make some videos out, and then I'll explain that.
The finished wine is sent to a bottling line where they get their final touches. These machines fill, cork, seal, and label all of the wine and can produce thousands per day. And right here, I wanted to get just a following shot of one through the entire process. It takes a lot of workers and a lot of time to mass produce wine. As someone who's never seen this before, it was definitely awesome in the literal definition.
Wow.
There was so much work being put into it, and it was fascinating seeing a product come from its primary source.
It smells incredible. This is absolutely insane. So right now we're at a different winery. We use 3 different wineries to actually process all of our wine that we grow. I'm surrounded by French oak barrels that are meticulously maintained. You have all of these big, huge vats that are used for the fermentation process. Like, look at this. This is just absolutely magnificent. I'm like a kid in a candy store right now.
This one was by far the biggest winery that we had. It was filled, rows after rows of fermentation tanks and French oak barrels that smelled up the entire room.
So all of this wine is from our vineyard. We come here and we pack up orders, we ship them out, we do everything. Maybe I should just help. As always, huge vats of wine, huge tanks.
If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you so much for showing love to the channel. I have a lot of other videos on the channel that I think you'd like. And please drop a comment. I read everything and I really, really appreciate it.